What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're back on the channel. Know it's been a while since I uploaded March Madness last episode, and that wasn't even video game related, obviously. So it's been a second since Dragonflight's launch, which that's got to be coming up in about a year now, video game wise, content speaking. And yeah, wanted to get back into the creation tab thing here and kind of get this rolling a little bit more with the video and then keep it coming in the future, obviously. Also, another channel announcement and update thing. I'll link this on my channel as well as in the description of this video. But me and two of my buddies actually started another YouTube channel. All three of us kind of collaborating on it. It's video game related and focused podcast or show. It's called Triple XP. And yeah, have a good time. We have a video up already. Talk about video games and stuff revolving around that. And more content's coming up soon in regards to that as well. So, a lot of stuff going on. Might start getting it back into streaming. We'll see with that, how things go. But I'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, let's hop into this video now that the channel and updates, everything are out of the air. As you can see, topic of the video, Slime Rancher 2. Obviously, pretty popular game, and its predecessor, Slime Rancher, pretty well known. So first impressions, basically, with this entire series, this video and the entire series of videos I'll do later about on this playlist here, they're kind of mini game reviews, you could say. Basically, the first impressions are of video games that the kind of my first impressions of the game as I'm getting them, as I get them, play them. Full disclosure, these games, I don't have hundreds of hours, thousands of hours, even dozens of hours in them. They're first impressions, so it's revolve for the game. It's at least going to be under around 25 hours, or a good bit less probably for a lot of them. They're games that often are going to be in early access or just released, or if I can. I know I'm a 20 sub channel, but if I can get an access key early somehow to a game that's not released, before that. So those are the types of games we're going to be reviewing. Or since I'm just starting out, maybe some older games as well that I'm just picking up. Basically, see my first impressions, snapshots of the game, what I'm feeling, how I'm feeling like playing this game. In the first, this example, it's about 5 hours and counting now, obviously. Just to give you a snapshot of the game, because that is a pretty important, I guess, time area of the game. Obviously for Steam, after it hits 2 hours and 1 minute, after it goes above that 2 hour mark, you can't return it anymore. And obviously you don't want to invest a lot of money or time into a game that you're not going to like, or it's going to take a really long time to get into, even if it is okay. So yeah, just first impressions, what I'm thinking of the game and everything. Just give it kind of a mini review, and then later, once I put a lot more hours into it, give it a full-fledged kind of full thoughts after like 100 hours or whatever it is for that, whatever's a lot for that game, basically, or a good amount for that game. Because again, I'm not IGN here. I don't get the game, 2 weeks in advance of its release, and then, have dozens of people playing it nonstop as their job, and then writing scripts and everything for these reviews. It's all off the cuff. This is all on my dime. I get the games just as early as you do for the most part. So yeah, don't really have the capabilities to. If I waited to do a full fledged review like that, like they did, it'd be weeks after the game's initial release date. So yeah, that's kind of the rundown of the whole thing. Now let's kind of get into the Slime Rancher 2 review here, loading. So we can have some in the background to see and reference here. So yeah, as you can see, we're kind of up in Slime Rancher 2 here. So first impressions of playing Slime Rancher 2, just right off the bat, it seems like a Slime Rancher 1.5. Or Slime Rancher, Rainbow Island DLC expansion pack. Because to be completely honest with you, it is not really that big of a. There's definite change. I'm not trying to downplay the fact that there's nothing. It's the exact same game, because it definitely isn't. You're in different locations. Ooh, get rid of. Oh damn. Because I'm recording this live, so. But there's definitely different stuff in this. Not just the location, not just the observatory up here that we're about to walk into. Um, but there's difference. There's different slimes, different setting. There's different, I guess, unlockable stuff you can get within the game in a different variety of areas. But it feels very similar to Slime Rancher, the original, apart from all the stuff I just mentioned there. And obviously, being a new game, it has more polished graphics, and it can look nice, even on my computer. Which I'll tell you right now, my computer is not some super computer or anything. I'm running this on a 1650. This is my graphics card. I have an older i7. I have a fairly older i7 generation CPU in there. My Wi-Fi isn't tremendous. I don't have an amazing. It is on an SSD, but that's pretty common these days. I don't have a tremendous setup. The game still looks very polished. Still looks very nice. There's a definite, I guess, area change to the last one. There's obviously a similar graphic style, being the same, game series, right? But there's definitely differences. As you can see as I'm panning around here, Rainbow Island is, in my opinion, it's a lot more colorful and vibrant, hence kind of the name Rainbow Island. You kind of hope it would be, right? But yeah, it's definitely different that way, and that's one of the big things I give props for is the environment's nice, the graphics are nice. They did a tremendous job upgrading those and doing that well. But yeah, overall, first impressions, as I've said a couple times now, there really isn't as much change as, and I know it's an early access stage, so just a disclaimer warning there. I am actively playing this and reviewing it in an early access phase. So there's definitely some consideration to be put into that. But overall, it feels like a big update for Slime Rancher Original with a new texture pack, basically a new graphics pack put onto it. As far as comparing it to the original one, the place has a different scene, obviously, but it has less discoverable zones, and it really doesn't have that much more unique slimes than the first Slime Rancher has. Both from me looking online, the slime list is also just seeing the slimes that are available here. Because some of them from the original game were cut, some were added in as a new variety that just had this game, so it really kind of balanced out to the point where there wasn't really an extra addition of slime. Some were strategically cut out, some were left in, and obviously new ones were added, as you can see right here. But yeah, it's pretty basic. The core function of the game is obviously the same stuff, which isn't a bad thing. Slime Rancher's always been a great time. It's a very comfort game type feel. It's got cool music in the background, lovely scenery, a pretty simple and straightforward kind of gameplay loop, as well as just like tycoon aspect to it of starting with your base with one habitat and like a farm and kind of growing it up as you go along. So yeah, the same gameplay loop, which again isn't a bad thing for the type of game it is. It feels like Rainbow, because the story is kind of you take a boat to this new island here. Oh, not too many. You kind of take a boat to this new island here to explore and discover new slimes and everything, and set up a new habitat here for them and all that jazz. It's just the problem being is and I know it's in early access, as I've stressed multiple times, but you really almost wished that there was more new to separate this game from a Slime Rancher, from the original Slime Rancher. I'm not saying the original one was bad, quite the opposite. I enjoyed the hell out of that game. It's a very good game. I am simply saying, for what it is, it needs to add a little more to it, to, in my opinion, be its own thing, be its own amazing thing, and kind of justify the price point of it. It's an amazing game. It's fun to play. But if you're coming from Slime Rancher 1, especially if you still actively play the first Slime Rancher, or, wouldn't mind jumping back into it if you kind of take a break, as most people did because of the age of the game, to you, this would be an expansion that what is it selling for? I think I bought this on sale on the Steam store because of the Steam summer sale, but it's in my opinion it's kind of like a $15 DLC almost for Slime Rancher 1, which if that's what it was, I would absolutely love this. As of the now, what it brings to the table is an amazing game that doesn't separate itself enough from the first one. But it's still an amazing game. I can't stress that enough because all the negatives I'm putting on this, I guess, kind of distracts away from the fact that at its core, this is a very good and nice looking and fun game overall. Especially if you haven't played the first one, there's not really any reason I would recommend the first Slime Rancher over something like this at this point. I'm just saying, compared to its old state, it's not exactly incredibly different. Some things I was hoping to see was even more slime variety than there is already present in the game, especially from the first one, but just overall the amount of slimes I was hoping would go up. I was also kind of hoping for a bigger world than what we were, at least so far, given in Slime Rancher 2. So far, it has, less unique zones to explore than the original Slime Rancher did. So it doesn't outdo it in that capacity, even though I think I prefer these zones more because I enjoy this more. It's not a unique gameplay feature in the fact that, like, I'm not getting anything extra out of this because I'm not getting anything extra out of it or any bonus points to Slime Rancher 2 as far as level, because they didn't add as much content as the original game had, and you are paying a good deal more for it, even in this early access phase. Even if, well, not if you get on sale and everything, but still more than the original Slime Rancher. So overall, kind of make my last point here. Slime Rancher 2, tremendous game. It's a lot of fun. It is a game that I have a lot of hopes for. And kind of my last point here, as far as stuff I want to see added to make this game a truly tremendous game and far better than its predecessor, which, in just a direct comparison, I think this game is, I don't want to say a good deal, but it's better than the original one in a multitude of ways. Not just graphics, not just the world building. It has some drawbacks, yes, as I mentioned, that aren't as good as the original Slime Rancher. But overall, this game is an improvement to an already amazing title. So, props where props are, deserved. So overall, it's a good game. To make the last point of kind of what I want to see to push this game over the edge, to me, what I want to see, there's some features missing. Like, multiplayer is a feature that's long been overdue in a Slime Rancher game, or at least kind of like an Animal Farm thing, or an Animal Crossing thing, where you kind of share your progress with people. People can visit your world. It's like a public thing. Because everyone wants to kind of show off their observatory. Everyone wants to kind of show off their progress. It's fun to tycoon, but it's fun to show it off too. And I think multiplayer is a much needed thing for Slime Rancher 2. It would have been an amazing thing to have in Slime Rancher 1, but obviously that ship has sailed by now. We really, I think, I don't know, I'm not saying we because I'm part of the team or anything, but I really want to see a Slime Rancher 2 multiplayer. I think this game is perfectly set up for a multiplayer, and it's a really missed opportunity in my opinion. Obviously, I hope they add it once they get further along with the game, but we'll see what happens there. I wish another thing they need to keep doing is adding unique slimes and customizations and breeding options there. So far, they've done a tremendous job with that, though, in my opinion. It doesn't take a lot of risk. I'll say Slime Rancher 2 is another one of the slight criticism is it plays it rather safe when it comes to innovating and expanding off of what Slime Rancher 1 did. It seemed like it's followed a very true and proven platform and formula there, and kind of just tweaked it a bit and made a new game. Which again, considering what Slime Rancher 1 was, isn't a bad thing, and it's still a tremendous game because of it. But you wish there was a little more innovation and pushing the needle through than there actually is. And yeah, I'm sure that's something that's, especially at a full release and beyond that, I'm sure is going to be coming. But it's just something. First impressions of an early access game is something to point out, not necessarily criticize. So yeah, that's just something I'd be aware of as a potential buyer and fan. But overall, kind of to wrap this all up and give my overall first impressions and recommendations. This game overall, it's amazing. It's Slime Rancher. It's a very fun, comfort game. It's a very addictive loop of collecting, breeding, and processing slime, and kind of getting this whole base and observatory thing set up. It's very addictive. It's very fun. It's a very casual game. It's very nice to look at. This is a tremendous game. It's on sale right now, which price-wise makes it a little easier on the wallet to buy than its full-fledged new game early access title price. There's a lot to like about this, and there's a lot of reasons that you'd recommend buying it. And I would recommend buying it, especially if you never experienced Slime Rancher 1. This is all new to you, and it's all a very good thing for you. And overall, this is a tremendous game still. To give a recommendation as of right now, early access phase of Slime Rancher as of July 4th, but technically 5th, 2023. This is a game I'd recommend buying, especially in its own sale in its sale state as of now, even if you played Slime Rancher 1 or actively play it still. There's a lot good to come. There's a lot of good change that has already been happened. Yes, it's a little safe, but it's an upgraded version of Slime Rancher, the original, in a lot of good ways, and really not any negative ways, bar some minor stuff. This is a tremendous game. I'm excited to see what the future holds. The team has done a great job with Slime Rancher, the entire series as a whole. I trust them a lot. I definitely recommend picking this up on whatever platform you play. And yeah, those are my first impressions of Slime Rancher. Tremendous game. And I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Thanks for guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment down below your thoughts on Slime Rancher 2 if you've played, or just anything you want, I guess. And I'll see you guys in the next video.